Hi, everybody. Mark Ambrosino, 22-year advisory teacher at Landmark High School. Um, I want to start by saying I think advisory is the most important thing that a school can do. It's costly, annoying, it's a very difficult thing for new teachers. It's the uncertain time of the day. It's the day when teachers have seemingly less control um, over what happens than any other time of the day. But I want to tell two stories of why um, I think it's so important. So recently, a couple months ago, I went to a memorial service to a much beloved landmark student who committed suicide. It was heartbreaking. And after the memorial service, I huddled with 6 or 7 landmark students who were there, and they each told me how important Landmark was to them. And 4 of them said they never would have graduated high school had it not been for Landmark. And when I pushed them, I said, well, why? It was advisory. It was the community that was created by advisory. It was that they knew their teachers. Um, well, the fact that they all wanted to huddle with me after this very sad event just shows we were close. We knew each other, and we had this caring bond. Um, so it really brought home to me how important that experience was for these kids. Presently, I'm teaching in a adult ed program in Washington Heights. A lot of the same students from the same demographic that Landmark was from. Students whose parents didn't graduate high school, who have issues with English as a second language, their immigration status, poverty, all kinds of issues. And these are the kids who got away. These are the students who didn't graduate high school, and now they're sitting in my adult ed class all these many years later. And I have them write about their high school experiences and discuss it. And each one of them was kind of left behind. They didn't have one adult who was theirs, who looked after them, and they fell through the cracks, and many cracks. And I'm sure a lot of them were super annoying in their teenage years, as many teenagers are. And that's when you need to have an adult who looks after you. And it's really sad. So I have some really wonderful 29-year-old and 32-year-olds who should have graduated. They should have been pulled back into school. It would have been messy and sloppy. And advisory would have been, and their advisor would have been the way that would have happened at Landmark. The last thing I want to say, every teacher runs across kids who make them crazy because of their acting out, because of their terrible attitudes, because of what's going on. And without an exception, each time this happened in my career, thankfully not many times, I invariably found out something about them that made their behavior 100% excusable. Like, right when I was about to rail at a kid, someone said, you heard about, that his mom just got diagnosed with AIDS, or some equally horrendous thing that happened to them. And with that taken in perspective, I immediately change as a person, as a teacher, and I become a kind, supportive person who can look by their behavior. I become a real teacher, and I can only do that if I know a kid. And, basically that's the bottom line. Advisory is where we really get to know our students, for better and worse, and make that contact and make that human contact that keeps people engaged. And no doubt there's many students who can go through high school without advisory and excel academically and go to college and be successful. There's no doubt about it. Will they benefit from advisory too? For sure. It's what creates community. And when I look back on my teaching career and its pleasures and the students I've gotten to know and I'm still in touch with, advisory was the glue. It was how we all got to know each other and relate to each other well. It's what made our school peaceful. It's what made our school safe for gay kids. I can't say enough about advisory. It's the thing to do. All right, before I babble any longer, I'm going to sign off. Good luck.